Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general love reading for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I do hope that this video finds you all well. This is a timeless reading, but it was created with the time frame between the middle of August to the middle of September in mind. But trust this message whenever you receive it, regardless of whether that's months or even years from now. Before we actually begin, I am just going to disclaim, like I always do, that these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages here are going to apply to you. It's up to your own intuition and discretion to figure out what resonates for your own life and what should be left behind for somebody else. And some of the messages may also come in the reverse. Your person may very well be your own energy or vice versa. If you are cross-watching for an individual who has Leo placements, you're probably the other person. And don't get too caught up on the gender or zodiac signs behind the signs, behind the cards. It's all just the way the energy is most concisely translated at this time. If you'd like a personalized reading, I have links for individual readings, Reiki sessions, and donations down below, so you can check all of that out. Without further ado, I'm going to begin your love reading, Leo. Let's see. What are the messages for love for Leo? Ooh. What are the messages for love for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Also keep in mind that this may not even necessarily be romance. It could also be a family member, a friend, or even a coworker. Take these messages as they apply. Interesting. Okay, very interesting energy. We have overall here, we have the devil. There is definitely, this doesn't feel like a great dynamic. There's definitely this feeling of being stuck, oppressed, maybe even some sort of dysfunction. This could even be referring to addiction for some of you. But this is just very dysfunctional behavior. This is a dysfunctional relationship that I'm tuning into right now. I do wonder if this does pertain to work for some of you, because the devil is associated with the sign of Capricorn. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn individual, or this is just a person who's very controlling or who has a lot of addictions. Control issues is a big theme in this reading here. I have, for your worries and fears, the Nine of Cups. I feel like you're very worried that you're not actually going to get happiness in this situation. At one point, it did feel like this was what you wanted. This is what I'm tuning into with Leo. This is something that at one point you felt like, this is exactly what I want. Perfect, yes. And then, once you started getting involved with this person, this situation with the devil, it's almost like patterns repeating themselves. You thought this was different. Or maybe it is different, but you're still dealing with some demons here. There's still patterns that are coming up from relationships in the past that really didn't serve you, that really did not elevate you. They kept you down. I do feel like for your person, their fears and worries, the Ten of Swords, they're afraid this is over. I feel like they sense something is not right here. They know something is really, really off. If this is resonating with you, you know the situation is not working. I do feel like if there is the potential to save something here, patterns would need to change. Something very drastic would need to take place here. And I'm seeing as your person's blockage, we have the Daughter of Wands. This could be referring to you as a fire sign, Leo, or another person who is a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. I do feel like this is actually a spiritual blockage, however. There's some sort of... I'm feeling like there's some sort of awakening or realization that they're not having about the situation. They're kind of in the dark here. I almost feel like even though they know something is wrong, they're not really owning up to what it is that they're doing. They might be a bit immature, a bit stubborn, hot-headed, possibly. But it's almost like they don't see themselves as doing anything wrong right now. I do see your blockage. We have the Five of Wands. Your energy is very, very scattered. There's definitely a lot of ego in this situation right now. And it's almost like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't with this person. There's no way you can relate here. I'm actually seeing for your recommended course of action, we have the Father of Swords. I feel like this is you laying down some harsh truth. That's what you're being asked to do in this situation, and maybe even, I almost feel like you're giving someone an ultimatum. I have for their likely course of action the Ace of Swords. There is some sort of message or communication that's coming through. I feel like what you say will actually stick, but you need to have you need to really back it up here. And it's not about snapping at this person, it's not about attacking this person. But you do need to be direct. And the Father of Swords, it's not about being aggressive. He is guarding his heart here. He's not letting his emotions cloud his judgment. He doesn't want to do something he's going to regret later. And I feel like there's actually kind of some tension here for you. You know, there's definitely the devil energy here. Something has to change. And your energy is feeling very scattered. And this person seems a little, I guess, selfish? Is what I'm picking up on here, or self-centered. They're not seeing you, really. And I feel like it actually does require you speaking up. And how this is actually going to play out for some of you, this might be a situation where you actually cut this person off. And it's only when you do that, this person is going to have a realization. They're going to finally have this Ace of Swords moment. And I'm seeing that with Justice and the Sun card coming out as the likely outcome of this situation, justice will be served. It's, you know, I do feel like either way you win. You know, you have the Sun here. But I really see this need to make a head-over-heart decision. You know this isn't working. You know something isn't right here. And I don't feel like this person is really getting it, or they're not really making the changes that they need to be making in their life. Some of you could also be dealing with an air sign, especially a Libra with Justice, maybe another Leo, but I think this is more your energy. Interesting. I'm curious to see what this devil is about here. What is this devil? Show me clearly. Mother of Cups. And the moon at the bottom of the deck. I definitely feel like there's some emotional manipulation going on here. Maybe some sort of gaslighting. Again, it's like you're trying to address the situation. You're trying to address this person, but they're just not seeing it, or they'll say, oh yeah, I get what you're saying, I'm sorry, and then they don't make the change. But I feel like for a lot of you, there's kind of this gaslighting, like, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Why? I didn't make you feel this way. That's on you. And while it's true that we are ultimately responsible for our own emotions, I feel like this person is coming from a place of being a bit manipulative, maybe even abusive. There could also be kind of an unhealthy water sign here. But this person, they're very intuitive. They can read situations, but they don't necessarily do that with the best interest of everyone else at heart. It's kind of like, how can I exploit the situation? How can I get the most out of it? And I feel like there's just going to be this truth bomb that's dropped. They might be saying something to you as well. It could go in the reverse. But I really see for you, Leo, you know, with this Father of Swords and even the Justice card, it's important not to let your emotions cloud your judgment, especially with the Moon at the bottom of the deck. You're kind of being stirred up, manipulated. This is part of their tactic. If you react in a certain way, it's only proving their point in their eyes. I really do feel like some of you are going to be cutting this person out, or you're at least going to try. This person's afraid of this, though. They're going to be resisting this. They're going to be fighting it. But I think when you take on this energy, things are going to become a lot clearer for you. Even if that is taking space from this person, I think you're actually going to realize how much this person actually manipulated you. You might not even be seeing it right now. With the Moon at the bottom of the deck here, there could kind of be this deception or illusion that you're under with this person. You might not think it's as bad as it actually is, but it's almost, I almost want to say it's worse. It's worse than you realize. Let me see, what is the animal wisdom here? I do wonder if for some of you this actually is a family member, someone maternal, I'm getting. Especially if they're struggling with an addiction. Phoenix. This is a big deal. This is a big moment for you. You are on... This is kind of a turning point here for this situation. I feel like there is kind of an end here and a rebirth coming in. I feel like there's a lot of change in your life right now overall, actually. And maybe that's why you're a bit apprehensive to cut this person out. Because of how much change is happening for you, or possibly them. Could be change in home, change in work, change in family. This is the root chakra. That's definitely an energy center that needs to be brought into balance for you guys. It's very important to ground right now. What else do we have here? I feel like there's another animal card. You know, I actually wonder if for some of you this is someone who keeps coming back. Or this pattern keeps reemerging, like the phoenix. And there is definitely something karmic at play here. There is a lesson to be learned here. Some of you may actually be dealing with a karmic relationship, a relationship that is meant to teach you lessons. Buffalo. Yeah, this is about going forward, just trusting. There's definitely some big change that's happening for someone. And Buffalo, it's this grounded spiritual presence, this grounded spiritual energy. And it has a tremendous amount of trust and faith. It's a very gentle spirit. It just keeps going forward, and it's also very strong. Kind of like Leo, the lion. And it's being unfazed by this lightning bolt. Whatever this person's about to say to you, it's going to show their true colors. I'm seeing the lightning bolt on their end, and I'm seeing it in the Buffalo card. And you don't need to react to this person to stand up for yourself or to do the right thing. You don't need to attack this person, but you do need to stay solid in yourself. You do need to have composure here. I really feel like getting outside, getting in the grass, you know, with buffalo, I think of those heavy hooves in the ground. And you have the root chakra energy here as well. It's really important for you to reconnect with the earth. There's a lot of tension in this situation, and the earth can transmute this energy. There is also a negative ionic exchange that occurs when we touch the earth. We don't get it now, most of us, because we're wearing shoes, we're walking on concrete. We have been disconnected from the earth beneath us. And we don't get the negative ions that actually support a healthy immune system and a healthy nervous system. So I would actually recommend for a lot of you that you spend some time grounding, even if it's just 15 minutes. And if you can't find a patch of grass, or there's no place you can kind of be out in nature, even just touching a tree, because trees are grounded and you can get the negative ionic exchange that way as well. So go hug some trees. Very practical advice, right? I know that sounds kind of out of left field, but that is coming up for you guys. It's been a while, I feel like, since you've really been grounded, and there's a lot of change that's happening here. And this actually is part of... This is a closing out of a cycle. This is divine intervention. You've been manifesting something, and you need to clear out the space to bring this in, because there is something beautiful coming your way. There is something really, really nice, and I do feel like there's a blessing here with the buffalo and even with the phoenix, but it does require some shedding, some loss. I am not getting any more messages for you at this time, Leo. I do hope that this video was helpful. Again, if it doesn't resonate or you would like a clearer picture, you are welcome to look at some of the other videos, some of your other placements. You are also free to book a personal reading with me as well. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone.